Welcome back to another video with me recording from my phone. I still don't have my laptop. I might get a new one, fingers crossed. And we're going to talk about a what-if scenario of what if Italy was competent in World War II. Now, Italy was very incompetent in World War II, as we all know. They had a hard time taking Ethiopia, had failures in Yugoslavia. Greece had to take German support and switch sides. That's I put it in air quotations because they didn't really switch sides as most people assume. So basically, Italy basically split between a side, the Allied side and the Axis side, and I don't know if that really counts as switching sides. And also, if you want to find more about that, there's a great video from the armchair historian. Great guys, check his videos out. Okay. So, how would they be competent? I mean, we can't just say, they became competent because insert weird reason here. You have to start from somewhere. That's like saying Germany. That's like me saying a World War II scenario. Never mind. So let's say they got competent in World War I. They had used that military training to get in World War I, but they still get their normal territory. Mussolini will still probably come into power, and they would invade Ethiopia. But this time it wouldn't be long. It'd be pretty quick. Maybe by New Year's of 1936. So yeah. That might be good. So that would be a great morale boosting for the Italians, strengthening Mussolini's regime, and that'd be great. Then they invade Albania. In our timeline, Albania said no, but Italy invaded them in 5 days. Even if Albania says no, they will probably be quickly taken anyways. And you might be asking yourself, what's the difference? Like, nothing changes. Italy's still Italy. But you have to wait. Well, Germany's gonna invade a bunch of stuff, invade France. But a few days before France surrenders, Italy joins the war. But that wouldn't really change anything because they probably wouldn't advance very far because mountains. And also, Germany just took Paris and they're about to surrender anyway, so they surrender. War in Africa. In our timeline, the Italians were very incompetent, and after the second battle of El Alamein, I don't know how to pronounce that, they got destroyed. So, if they were more competent, they would probably seize French Somaliland from the British government and invade British Somaliland pretty quickly, pretty easy to seize. Then they would probably plow through Egypt, eventually reaching the Suez. But the British wouldn't just give up the Suez. They need the Suez. It's a very important strategic resource to get in and out of the Mediterranean. Without the Suez, it could cause major problems for the empire supply chain, causing goods from the United Kingdom to take a much longer time to reach South Africa, the Raj, Australia, New Zealand. So the British are gonna fight for it and really fight hard. So it's gonna take some time, but Italy's competent this time, so they'll probably eventually take it and then take British Palestine and Jordan. At this point, the British take over southern Ethiopia and Somalia. I mean, Italy can't just have all nubs. But then Italy pushed out to Sudan, wake up with the territories in Ethiopia, and send some troops back to Europe, and basically creating a stalemate in Africa, where modern day South Sudan, Kenya, and everything. As Kenya, southern Ethiopia, southern Somalia are under British control, and everything south of that is under British control, and everything north is Italian control. They don't own it, it's just they're controlling it. So then so without that, with the Suez taken, that would create huge problems, and that would not be good. And then if Italy's competent, they'll probably do a good job invading Greece. In our timeline, the Greeks pushed the Italians to Albania, and that wasn't a good look, so they had to rely on German help. But this timeline, Italy destroys the Greeks and probably does good on Yugoslavia. Now, I mean, it's looking a bit better for the Axis, but like, how are they going to? But nothing major, real major is gonna happen here. Well, all you wait, because in our timeline, Operation Barbarossa was pushed back due to Germany having to help Italy and Yugoslavia and Greece. But if Italy is competent, then the Germany's gonna invade the Soviet Union a month earlier. Very peculiar. Okay, so if that's so Operation Barbarossa goes the same as our timeline, but if it's being a month earlier, then they could probably take Moscow, being a crushing defeat for the Soviets. The Soviets would probably still not give up, but yeah. At this point, Finland would probably join the Axis. And then pushing through Karelia. At this point, winter would set in, creating a stalemate in the Eastern Front. And then the Allies would probably want a counterattack. They'd probably push through southern Ethiopia and Somalia. But the Italians pushed them back and recaptured southern Ethiopia and Somalia and a little bit of northern Kenya, but the African front is pretty boring. But then, a day of infamy, Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor will still happen, but without without the Suez, it would take a long time for resources to come from the UK. So it could take a longer time and can lead to more Japanese success in the Pacific. And they can probably push a little farther to India. Not too much far, maybe they can capture Bengal and then they arrive. But yeah, that would still not be good for the Allies. Maybe they even made New Zealand. But the Americans are still there, so they're probably still not doing great. And also, the Berlin Road would probably not be good, making China even in a more vulnerable position, but they would still probably still be alive, let's be real. Yeah, I mean, they probably really are in World War II. And it basically all boils down to Italy taking the Suez. That would be a really big defeat, but there's another entrance into the Mediterranean, Gibraltar. So Italy probably try to get Spain into the war, and then they take Gibraltar. Yeah. And that would be a huge blow, because now they don't have any, because everything in the British, everything the Allies have in the Mediterranean at this point is gone. They're never going to get it back. Constantinople is not going to, Istanbul, yeah. I don't think the Turks are going to ally themselves with the Allies. They might even join the Axis. Or I suspect they'll get invaded by Italy, because Mussolini is trying to recreate Rome. Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, is in Turkey, so Mussolini will probably want to invade them. And that would be bad news, because at this point, winter's ended. If the Finns join the Axis, Leningrad is screwed, Turkey's invaded, Caucasia is also invaded. And if Caucasia is invaded, there goes the oil supply of the Soviets. The Germans get more oil, and that could be really bad for the Soviets. In fact, one of the major reasons Germany lost was because of oil. So, yeah, they probably do pretty good. It would probably take some time to invade the rest of Soviet Union, but they would do it and operate, and maybe they could force Japan to join and take the Far East. If they do that, the Soviets are done. So they will probably surrender after Stalingrad. If everything's dead, yeah, they're screwed. And yeah, the Soviet Union falls. And with that, all the resources that the Soviet Union has are now under Axis control. Yeah, BT France officially joins the Axis, and with that, the African front is officially resumes. The British try to connect their colonies in the Gold Coast, and it goes well for them, but they still get pushed back far enough. Then Spain will probably try to invade Portugal. They take out Portugal, and with them, Angola and Mozambique will fall. And then South Africa tumbles within Africa is falling. But there is one, but the Royal Navy isn't looking so good because their ships will probably be in the Mediterranean and they'll be sunk, meaning with enough time and preparation, Operation Sea Lion begins. And then, they invade Britain and stuff. And yeah, Britain's dead. And then the Axis and the Allies will probably come into a ceasefire. Japan will probably force Germany, and we will probably force Japan to stay alive and have his empire. So what comes of this post-World War II world? North America would be under control of the Allies. They will probably rename themselves to something or whatever. They will try to recruit free nations. There will be new right commissariats in the East. Japan will establish spheres of influence in China, India, and the Far East. In Australia and New Zealand would probably be kept alive since they were not invaded by the Japanese. And same with most of India, except Bengal and Myanmar. It would probably still be under the Allies. South Africa would probably also be alive, and Germany would be Germany in a World War II scenario. Italy would create its new Roman Empire, and they might invade Spain, which would turn into Iberian Union, to reform the new Roman Empire. Benito becomes Augustus Mussolini, and this shocks the world. Germany and Italy will probably have a war, and I can't predict the outcome of that really. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Also,